I can watch it over and over again, Daniel.
I'm telling you, 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low because Mike Jones about to blow. Speaking
Think I should
about to
wear
blow,
Jacob Walsh's belt for this episode.
let's go, Jacob Walsh. What's up, everybody? In Off the Bench podcast, we're back. I'm Daniel Ball. He's Jim Crossan. We got Mason Neville on joining us. We told you we had a double dose, and he's here. He is he's on the list to be a Golden Spikes winner, possibly. He's
Ain't
on.
no possible. I'm calling it.
I mean,
You know why,
call it.
Daniel?
I don't like putting that on people.
I was talking to Aiden earlier, and I said, look, man, every Golden Spikes winner since we've been doing this show has been on the show. Now we just solidified. We cemented this thing.
Yes, sir. A tradition. Yeah, thanks for having me, though, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course.
I do have a question for you before we get this thing started. You see the Chinook seatery in the corner. Yeah. You know, I've seen that, Anson has a different kind of seats, but I got to know, our sponsor is Chinook Seats. Y'all got some Chinook seats out there in Eugene?
Do we? I've had them before. I don't know about like a sponsorship, I guess you can say.
You get a chance to chew on them. I don't know if they sell them out there, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't know if they do, honestly, but yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of them. They're great. You know what I mean? It's a little different with turf. We try not to tear up the field a little bit, so I guess it's not as common as maybe another field, but yeah, I'll definitely try whatever seeds are available.
Yeah, if you don't do seeds, you got to go big league chew, right, Dan? You got to go big league chew bubble
gum
for sure. Like here's the thing. Here's what I need to invent, because everybody's getting these beautiful turf fields.
Yeah,
I need to develop a vacuum for seeds and little debris without pulling up the.
I mean, the thing about it is
turf itself.
Backpack blowers will take care of it. Folks just being lazy. I'm saying.
I mean, but where are you going to blow it to?
About just spin the seed out on the field. It's a different kind of feeling, I guess, than having a cup. It's not the same with a cup. It's not.
I make a mess everywhere I go. No matter what stadium, you could tell where I was standing or sitting.
For sure.
I have no care. I know somebody's getting paid to clean it up. It's kind of rude, but my dad taught me that way as a kid. Seeds are good. You make a mess.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well,
it's like barbecue. You gotta get messy.
Part of it. Yeah, it's part of it.
Well, I got one question just to break the ice before we get into it. I talked about uniforms out the gate. I gotta know, man. This may be a hard question for you, maybe an easy question for you. What is your favorite of all the ones you have in the kit?
Ooh, I like the blacks. I mean, you can't go wrong with the blacks. They're just so clean. I mean, even with accessories, just everything, the all black look, it's pretty
even
tough.
Your throwbacks, like y'all
throwbacks are up there.
Vintage look bad A. Like
those are sweet. A lot of the guys don't really care for the stirrups. I like them. I wore stirrups back in like club ball days or whatever with the high tweeners or whatever you call them. I like those. Yeah, the old school look. So I really like those. I mean, even the white pennies, those are nice. Kind of like a more slept on one. A lot of the guys don't agree with, but I like the all gray gray with like some black wrist tape, some eye black. I think those kind of all tie in together pretty
our last guest was from Tennessee, and then he played at North Carolina. We told Albert, because we had you coming on, I was like, ironically, because we did a voting thing. Ole Miss was in the Final Four with North Carolina, Tennessee, and Oregon. And I was like, I mean, we're talking basically, elite episode of uniforms tonight. I asked him what it was like to get to wear both of them. He said he's always, been able to be fresh, and I know the same thing with you at Oregon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, Mason, we gotta get into the. Oh, I was gonna ask while we're on uniforms before we get into your story. Do you ever forget about certain combos because you have so many? You're like, oh, I didn't even know that was a combo.
Yeah, the grades. I told you.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't say so, just because they do a great job of coordinating it and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely can see how that could happen. We kind of keep it. We could do a lot more combos. I think we've switched a couple up, maybe on like a road game or a double header. They like to keep the blacks together, but we've done the black jersey with gray pants. We've done that before. A couple other ones, but yeah, for the most part, they kind of just keep it to their stock. But yeah, I'd like to see them kind of mix it up a little bit more. I think they can pull off some pretty crazy combos.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, let's dive into it, man. Let's talk about hometown. Obviously, you're a guy from Las Vegas. What's it like being from Vegas? I mean, we've had a few people that are
His teammate
Vegas
Jacob
folks.
Walsh is one of
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
And like it's one of those things. It's like it seems like to us it's cool,
Right.
but like to people that grew up there, they're like, it's okay.
Was it Stamos? Was Stamos from Tennessee from there? Yeah.
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 So what is it like? What is the story about being from Vegas?
He was gambling at 6. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
throwing dice.
So when I was down in the South my freshman year, and a lot of them would ask, and their kind of first assumption, I guess you can say, was that I grew up in a casino, and so I clear that one up kind of easy. I didn't grow up in a casino. I do live in a house, a little bit outside of Vegas. I'd say about a 15 to 20-minute drive from the Strip. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. You can do whatever you want out there. It's always live and energetic, and there's always something to do if you want something to do. But yeah, growing up there as a kid, you don't experience the stuff you do as an adult. So kind of easy to stay out of trouble, I guess you can say, or whatever the case is. But yeah, I mean,
is it cool with the bright lights? I mean, obviously you talk about living outside, but just looking at like, people take pride in being where they're from, and like being in that major city from the desert. It's got to be just cool as a kid looking in there and be like, man, I live in one of the coolest cities in the world.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's definitely pride coming from Vegas for sure. Yeah. But yeah, back to it. I feel like, yeah, sports were good. I mean, we have California right next to us. Arizona's pretty good. Good sports all around. So stay busy. You can't really play in the summertime though. Honestly, it's too hot. So you got to travel for the summer. Yeah, you got to travel for the summer for sure for sports, which is nice. I mean, you get to get out and you don't have to just cook in the heat. But I mean, other than that, good seasons. Yeah, like I said, a lot of stuff.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mason, because I was in Vegas a few years back in the middle of summer, and it was like 119, and somebody's like, "Oh, it's dry heat," and I was walking down the street, and I was like, "Man, you can sell that dry heat stuff." I was like, "It's hot as hell here, man."
Oh yeah, it's a different kind of heat. I mean, honestly, humidity is pretty tough too. You go to Florida or Georgia in like the heart of the summer, and it's triple digits with some humidity. It's a different feel.
Here's the question: do y'all get, because Daniel's in Florida and he does get hot, but he gets rain showers throughout the day? I mean, you're in the desert. Does it?
No rain. Yeah, it's like an oven. You're just cooking.
That's when I lived in Memphis, I would argue with people here that Memphis is hotter in the summer. Maybe not all the time, but it can be hotter than it ever gets in Florida, just because in Florida, you do get every afternoon around 3-4 o'clock. You're going to get a rain shower.
Yep.
And it's going to cool some things off. And, obviously, as soon as that shower's over with, it's going to get steamy again. But, like, at least you get a reprieve. But, you talk about, growing up in Vegas. What's family life like? You got brothers, sisters, mom, dad?
Yeah, I have a younger sister. Just super athletic, too. I mean, we were fortunate enough. Our dad was real big on sports growing up. And I mean, he was my hitting coach and coach growing up all the way until high school. And he still throws me BP when I go home. And I'd say that's my hitting coach. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm here and great hitting coaches here. But if anyone knows my swing as well as I do, it'd be him.
That's why we need a college home run derby, Daniel. And right now we can see.
If I'm ever in one, he's definitely throwing me BP for sure.
Let me tell you something I saw on social media. You see everything on social media, but I saw a senior day game, and it was, how you guys take BP before games, obviously, that's just part of it. Well, on senior day, they had the dads of all the seniors come out and throw their BP to them. And I thought that was, and the way they worded it was, this guy threw you your first batting practice, and now they get to throw you your last.
That's
I thought that was pretty good.
That's sweet. That's awesome.
Make sure, we talk about social media. Hopefully every team was out there seeing that thing, and we got to do that next year.
Right. Yeah, that'd be sweet. That's super cool.
For sure. Well, obviously, growing up, getting into sports and being in Vegas, you traveling a lot to get out of the heat and go and do things. But We got to talk about high school, man, because like the nightlife is great and Vegas is full. It's a sports town, but like your high school was literally very basic.
Yeah.
Very, very basic, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jim, his high school name was Basic High School.
Yeah.
And like,
that's a first, man. 500 something guests. We haven't had that.
You look at Vegas, and maybe there's just so many like creative things and names. They were just like, you know what? Like, I'm just tired of thinking.
Was it a big school or a small school? Not basic.
It was a pretty big
opportunity for you.
Pretty big school. Yeah. So I'll tell you the story. It was across town actually from where I live. And I went to a different school. It's called Palo Verde my freshman and sophomore year. I played baseball, basketball, and football there. That was right before COVID hit. And then COVID hit. And normally the rule when you transfer in Vegas is you can't transfer and play that next year. You have to sit out 180 days. And so that never really was an option after I kind of went to that school my freshman year. But because of COVID my sophomore year, I was able to do that for my junior year. And I ended up making that transfer. It was just a better opportunity for baseball. The coach at Basic at the time had coached like Harper and Gallo and all those guys growing up, and Brian, all that kind of stuff. And
nice name drop list right there.
Yeah, right.
Who is Harper? Never heard of him.
Who is that guy?
My question for you is, because I was a football player, Daniel obviously played football and baseball. Did you get to keep playing the other sports when you changed schools?
I didn't. So that's kind of when I made my stop, right? Yeah. I played before COVID hit. I remember COVID hit like right, I want to say February of that year or whatever it was. So I just got done with football that year, basketball, and then it was right before baseball season. I was a shooting guard, and then I played quarterback and safety in football. So
man, he was living the life. See, it was too many of these guys are just one sport athletes.
Can't do it.
You were the man.
For multiple sports, yeah. I feel like, I mean, there's so many good things just in each and every sport that you can list. I mean, I think they're so beneficial.
The best baseball players have came on here and said that playing the other sports made them the player they are. Daniel says
without a doubt. And
guys don't understand it, because if they never had the opportunity to do it, they don't realize like that football mentality, bringing it, being that dog, bringing it into baseball meaningful.
Yeah. The discipline. I mean, basketball, you're out there running. So you know how to work hard. It's just a bunch of stuff. I mean,
he's an athletic baseball player. Those are a rare breed now.
Right. Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, I made that transfer, going into my junior year. Better opportunities. I mean, I think we went to the NHSI in Cary, North Carolina that year, which was pretty sweet. But yeah, just really good opportunity there. Got to play with some good baseball players. And then I played there my junior and senior year, and we went back to back in state. So that was pretty cool.
Wow. Clearly you made the right choice. I mean, it sucks that you can't get out there and throw interceptions and then go out there and be a safety and then intercept the ball and get the ball back. Like, have you ever done that? I'm curious. Have you ever thrown an interception as a quarterback and then gone over on defense as safety and then took the ball right back?
Maybe when I was younger, growing up playing Pee-wee or whatever it is, but my freshman year, they run an interesting offense. That's why I was more focused on defense. I'd say they ran a double wing. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's all you do is run the ball. And so I was kind of tired of, as the quarterback, going and blocking the middle linebacker or outside linebacker on pitches and stuff like that. So I kind of just focus more on playing safety. And if I were to try and keep playing football, I'd probably play defense at some point.
The best boys is in 2009, Drew Brees threw an interception. And as the DB was returning there, Robert Meacham ripped it away from him. And then touchdown. So, I mean, in theory, you could say Drew Brees threw a touchdown if you wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much. That's funny.
True. Well, like I said, it worked out for you. You were ranked by Perfect Game as the number 86 overall prospect, the number 21 outfielder in the class of 2022. You were selected in the 18th round of the 2022 MLB draft by the Cincinnati Reds. So you take all that into consideration. You're a young talent. You got a lot of upside. You have the opportunity to go play pro baseball. So why pass up the opportunity to go in the Reds organization to choose and go to Arkansas instead?
Yeah, we just felt like it was the better opportunity. You know what I mean? Maybe the money didn't align or whatever the case is, but yeah, just felt like there were no problems really taking those extra 3 years and going to develop that way. I mean, I'm sure it's easy to say now that it worked out, I guess you can say, but just kind of going into it, weighing the pros and cons, we just felt like, I mean, why not go to college? Why not go experience the SEC? I mean, at the time, I'm thinking I'm going to go there and have success and all that kind of stuff, hopefully. And so it just felt like the better opportunity at the time, for sure.
So, yeah, no doubt. So why Arkansas? Like, to me, if you're getting drafted by the Reds in the 18th round, like, to me, there's options out there. Yeah. And being in Vegas, like West Coast,
basically, why the middle of the South?
Why Arkansas? Like, that's what I want to say. Why Arkansas? Bro?
Yeah,
like, I've been there.
Yeah, to be completely honest, at first, I mean, I was committed to Jay Johnson when he was at Arizona. And so early on, that was kind of the coach that I wanted to play for.
You're gonna rip my heart out.
Hurt his feelings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, that was my guy early on, and I committed to him, I believe, as a sophomore. That whole staff basically that's out there now, I believe. I think Yeski's still there, right? He's still the pitching coach. Yeah. So him. I was a two-way guy. I committed there as a sophomore to pitch for Nate and hit for Jay, or whatever you call it. But yeah, he made that switch to LSU, and the goal at first was to follow him. I mean, I wanted to play for Jay, and just kind of, it was a weird time. I mean, he obviously had to go there and get situated and do all of his stuff and figure out who he wanted to keep and the team and just all of the stuff of that nature. And it was kind of a big summer. I mean, I was playing on the circuit in some pretty big events, and I just felt like focusing on baseball at that time would have been the better option. And so I talked to him. I mean, I let him know that was my goal number one, was to follow him. And he had a lot of stuff he had to do. And so we just decided to reopen my recruitment that summer, still focus on baseball, but just like allow other teams, I guess, and coaches to come watch me play and all that. And then come the fall of that year, the fall of my senior year, we were going to take some visits, and the first one we went on was Arkansas. And I mean, I went there, and I think that was the game they beat Texas in football. So you know how that rivalry is, and they stormed the field and all that kind of stuff. And then there were 7,000 fans at a fall scrimmage game. And I mean, I'm from the West Coast, so I didn't really have any prior knowledge to that kind of stuff. So I was like, dude, there's no way I don't come here and let some other SEC schools know that, hey, like, I kind of found the right spot. Like, I feel like this is where I'm going to go. So.
Well, I'll say, man, I'd do anything to have you at LSU. Obviously, I'm a fan, but Daniel says what he says about Arkansas. The place is what he's referring to. Obviously, not the baseball.
Right. I was trying to be politically correct, and Jim just wasn't gonna let me.
Yeah.
No, but because hey, we living in Memphis, we had to drive through there to get through everything, and it wasn't much to look at. And so that's the question I want to ask you. You're talking about the big city lights. How much of a culture shock is it? I mean, people from the South in general, not just Arkansas, are different from those who are on the West Coast. So how much of a culture shock was it for you while you're there?
Yeah, it was definitely different, for sure. I was fortunate enough to kind of play in some events in high school to where I did go to the South, I guess you can say. And so I was familiar with it. But, yeah, definitely a big city to a small town. I mean, I think it was pretty cool how it was. It's like that everywhere, but it was a small
How do you like the food? The food is fire in Arkansas.
Food was good. Yeah, I thought the food was really
good. You get a good,
good barbecue? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, really good food. Everywhere in the SEC. I mean, pretty much everywhere we went. Really good food. But, yeah, I love the South. You know what I mean? I loved it. Definitely a little bit different from what I'm used to. But, I mean, they were very welcoming, great people. I mean, I had a great time out there. Fun football games, basketball games. You know what I mean? It was –
yeah, it was a blast. When you're in the SEC, you're able to take in all the sports if you're at the schools, and you can't go wrong. I got to ask, since we're on that topic, and while you're at Arkansas, what was your favorite stadium you got to play on the road at?
Right.
You're good. What was your favorite stadium you got to play on the road at?
Oh, there was nothing like LSU, to be honest. I mean, I got to see Paul Skeens pitch in front of 15,000, I think, and kind of get a standing ovation the whole time he walked in from the bullpen. So
yeah, I was at that weekend, and I'll tell you, coming off this past weekend, the numbers didn't match what Tennessee did in 2020 3 or this year, but I don't know, man. It felt like it. It felt like both Arkansas series that year and this year. It definitely, because LSU and Arkansas is a much bigger rivalry than LSU Tennessee is, and so we definitely it means a lot. And that was actually why I wore the belt onto the last episode, because coming off that weekend, not only just beating Arkansas, but even getting the run rule, I needed that, because I was at Arkansas last year when LSU visited and got swept, and it was an ugly weekend, so we needed that bounce back. But I want to know, what was the biggest thing? Your freshman year is the year that you learn everything, man. It's such a transition from the high school game. What was the biggest thing you learned in that year? Because obviously we've seen the numbers, obviously, man, it was rough for you. So what did you learn through it?
Yeah, I kind of learned that college ball is different. You know what I mean? I'm going up against 24, 25-year-olds that have years of experience in the weight room, on the field, and ahead of me. I mean, talent only can get you so far. And I was fortunate enough that the 3 outfielders that did play over me were absolutely great guys, and took me under their wing and kind of understood that maybe I was young but had a bright future or whatever they saw in me, and taught me a lot of their routines and stuff like that they kind of picked up along the way in their college experience. And so, just to highlight one, I mean, Jared Wagner, he was pretty good in the SEC. He's playing with the Yankees now, and a real older guy, kind of quiet. And he basically showed me that his hitting routine that he does every single day. And I mean, before that, I guess in high school, you kind of let talent take over, and you might go hit a couple balls, but there's no real intention behind it. You know what I mean? You're kind of just out there playing, having fun. And so to see him do the same routine day in and day out before practice, before games, and as almost like a coping mechanism for failure, I guess you can say, in the mental side of it, just knowing that he did everything he could to prepare for that game. Whether he goes 0 for 4 or 4 for 4, he knows he was prepared to play for that game. And any failure that he meets, he kind of can just flush it away, just because he knew he was ready, and that baseball's tough to play sometimes. And so I didn't really get that at first. I mean, I even tried to do his own specific hitting routine thing, and it would work for me. You know what I mean? But over the next couple seasons, I developed my own, and I think it's an absolutely phenomenal thing to do, is to kind of develop your own routine and what works for you, and just have that mental clarity, I guess, of knowing that, hey, I did all my work that day, and now I just get to go out there and have fun. So it helps with confidence. Don't get me wrong. When you do that and you kind of build off of it and see some success on your routine, and all you got to do is go out there and focus on playing. I mean, it's a whole different kind of mindset going into the game. So I'd say that's the biggest thing, and just kind of how physical you need to get to kind of perform at the level you want to in college. By all means, I'm not some huge guy, but I've noticed some strides I've taken since my freshman year.
I promise you're a lot bigger. I noticed that it's all about putting pictures side by side from when you first come to after, because obviously when you put 10, 15 pounds of muscle on through the weight program, it's not something you're just going to see a lot of, but man, you put pictures side by side, And I love your answer, because Daniel, we asked that question to every guy about the freshman, but he specifically listed a guy to give an example of someone who had mentored into him. So that's big time. And then, in the Arkansas program, just in your program alone, getting to face guys like Hagen Smith, because dropping names, we had him on this show, and I posted the video of his outing the other day. Dude's going to be in the Major League Baseball before the season's over. I don't need to hold him in Double-A no longer. And that's a guy that you got to face all through the fall and in the inter squads. And when you face guys like that, it'll prepare you for anybody, because you're not going to face anybody better.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Hagen. But that was by far. I mean, lefty.
And that was the Hunter Holland team, right? Too
Hunter Holland. I mean,
because you brought up Skeens. Fun fact for anybody who doesn't know. He was 2-0 that season against Paul.
That season. Well, I mean, the power of Hagen and Hunter.
But he was the one that started on that. I was there for Hagen's last year when he had the 17 Ks and in Globe Life, and then I was there the year before when you were there. When y'all played, in dude, going to watch y'all Arlington has never been a dull moment. Obviously, it was the TCU game that you'd like to wipe away, but there's even the Oklahoma State game where y'all took them to the woodshed and Hunter nailed Rock Riggio in the back. So I like going and watching Arkansas and Texas. Y'all live for that moment. But obviously, you don't stay there. You go to Oregon. You basically said, "Hey, I need some new threads, and I'm gonna head out to." No, what was the reason for Oregon? Did you want to go back to the West Coast, or did it just happen to be Oregon was the school, and so it just happened to be going back to the West Coast?
A little bit of both, I guess you can say. By all means, I mean, I love the SEC, and I really wanted to play there. I felt like I could have played really well there and had a great career and just experienced the SEC and been able to play there. But yeah, just kind of needed a fresh start, I guess you can say. I wanted to not necessarily just go back to the West Coast, but I just wanted to kind of figure out my options. I feel like my kind of experience was a little different than nowadays, especially with all the NIL money in the portal. But I didn't really have the season to back up going anywhere like super I would say maybe even SEC to SEC or anywhere like that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't play a whole lot my freshman year. I didn't really have the stats to back up and go get paid by a big SEC school and kind of be their center fielder.
Was there any talk, because I somehow that went under the radar with me about the Jay Johnson thing. Did you talk to him at all? Was there any kind of possibility of LSU, or is that something that his transition and change and everything that went on, like that wasn't even a thought process? Keeping me on my toes.
Got to. It's that West Coast. They got earthquakes and stuff going on over there.
No, there was actually an earthquake in East Tennessee yesterday.
Aftershocks, man. Crazy.
There he is.
He said, "I gotta move. I gotta steam power this phone, this computer." You're up.
Might as well unmute it and talk to us on the move.
I'm telling you.
There we go.
What's up?
You gotta unmute it.
I wonder what the significance of that. What's the significance of the bat on the wall?
Oh, that's my buddy. Yeah, he's a little crazy. You'll have to ask him. I like it though. It's a nice little Marucci bat they gave us.
While we're talking about memorabilia, this is a good segue. Check this out, Daniel. This is the lineup card. Mason's batting leadoff. This is when they beat Vandy last year.
Hold that up again. I mean, Coach got to do better, man. Like
this is JJ.
JJ got to do better, man. Like,
look, I even got all the notes on the back. Like
he needs a key. He needs a key so that we know
this is how I even told it, because I'm sending this to Anson for y'all to sign for me. Anyway, that's how I even know he win the game as a defensive replacement and everything. See that? Look at that.
Wow, that's crazy.
I bring that up to talk about the Vandy, man. Obviously, we had you picked to go to Omaha. We were hoping it would happen. We're not even talking about supers. Let's just talk regionals. Like, we definitely don't like Vandy around here, and y'all going in there, shutting that Whistler up. And how much fun was it to go on the road to an SEC team, man, and knock them out of their own regional?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, you don't get me wrong. Wait, was that my year? I wasn't even there. I don't think I was there. That was him. That was him right here. No, I wasn't there. That year that they beat them in the regional, we hosted.
Oh, wait, this is where you beat UCSB. My bad. I read that wrong.
Santa Barbara. That's what it was.
Okay, well, what was it like going into UCSB and beating them in your beautiful campus?
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. They had we faced Tyler Bremner. I mean, he's was supposed to be a top 10 pick this year, legit pitcher. We played San Diego first, another good arm. But yeah, to stay on the West Coast and play in that kind of weather was pretty sweet, especially for a regional.
Yeah, I mean, what happened is, Mason, Oregon makes a habit of going into people's regional and beating them, so I get my years crossed. Matter of fact, the one year that y'all hosted it recently was when LSU came there. So y'all are actually, doing the wrong thing this year, going to make sure you're hosting it all the way through. Y'all seem to do better going and spoiling for everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's always fun to go on the road and win that, but I just feel like, the main goal is to get to Omaha, and I definitely say it's a little bit easier to do so when you have the opportunity to host and play in front of your home crowd.
You're definitely going to this year. I don't need to say, I looked at y'all's RPI earlier. Obviously your ranking, your record. There's no doubt in my mind. Just go ahead and take care of business this weekend. Y'all are locked for a national seed in the top 8, and y'all have played extremely well at home. And and the lineup could rake, man. I talked about it earlier. Obviously, you're batting 322, 26 home runs, 15 doubles, 56 RBIs. I talked about Walsh. I talked about Anson. You know, I had that belt earlier. He's, you know, talking about Walsh. He's in the Final Four. We draft 32 of the best guests that have came on our show. Obviously, you hadn't came on yet, so that's why you're not in this lineup. But he has surpassed a lot of big guns, and it shows how he's playing. We talked about Anson, crazy catcher. Right now, he's out in left field making Web Gym top 10 Sports Center. You know, and then you're sitting here, favorite to win Golden Spikes, man. Just how much fun has this season been?
Oh, just going out there every day with this group of guys is special. And I mean, we had our lineup, so we had everybody come back. And so we've already had the chemistry since last year. I mean, that game 2 of the Super Regional, 8 of those 9 guys returned. You know what I mean? And the guy who
talked about that on his episode. He said, when we said, why could this team make a run to Omaha? Because I think Daniel's one that asked it. He said, because our whole lineup's back, and he said, we were that good, like you said, last year. Why would we not believe in ourselves?
Yeah, we have 8 of the 9 come back, and the only one who didn't is the middle linebacker for the Oregon Duck football team now. And so he's around. He's an absolute dude. And so to have that, I mean, to have a whole nother year with the same lineup is pretty special. And just to see the strides that everybody's made in their game, and just to see everything click when we kind of needed to click here at the postseason, and kind of the momentum we're building. I mean, it's going to be fun to be a part of for sure. And it's been fun the whole season just to see everybody's success. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, how much, you know, obviously this is a team game, but we talk about the individual thing. But, man, will it make everything come to, you know, fruition? You chose Oregon. Obviously, the Arkansas freshman year was not what you planned, but, man, how much greater of a story is it if you go to Oregon, y'all make it to Omaha, and you win the gold spot? Even we'll say not even you're the final 3. You're there for the presentation. I think you're going to win it. But, man, to be on that final stage, to get your team to that final stage, how much does it solidify that you made the best decision you could ever made in your life?
Right. I mean, I think it's all hopefully coming into that plan. But yeah, I mean, just to really go in that portal with no stats like we were talking about earlier, and not really having anything to solidify yourself at that next school, just kind of hoping that the coaches really believe in you, and hoping that what they say is true. I mean, you know how recruiting is and how things get. And so and just kind of betting on yourself a little bit in a way. You don't really have any leverage to go in there and get more opportunities than another guy. If anything, you have to work more.
I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. I didn't bring it up, but I had the stats. I mean, because we went straight to the Super Regional thing. I mean, you obviously would have liked a better batting average than 268, but let's not act like you didn't have 16 home runs, 13 doubles, and 43 RBIs. So you were raking last year too.
Yeah, towards the end, I definitely found my stride for sure. But yeah,
even when this year worked out just fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to build off it a little bit and kind of continue to build. But even the beginning of last year, just a real slow start, and it took a little bit to get my feet under myself. And yeah, I mean, through that, going back to your question, just kind of keeping your head down and working and just trusting in it. I mean, I saw little spurts of success. It just wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be. And I knew it was in there, and I just needed to keep working and push through. And yeah, I mean, it was probably the best decision that I've made so far in my career.
Daniel, imagine this. If it all plans out, Omaha, Golden Spikes, wears the freshest uniforms in baseball. I mean, back to the West Coast where he's from. It's beautiful. It's
beautiful. Hopefully, and then we go win it, hopefully.
Well, yeah. I can't. The reason I can't say
you can't.
I can't say there's that. But if LSU doesn't win it, I have no problem saying I hope you'll do it, because I even told you my money's invested there.
Yeah,
I can.
Well, Daniel,
Daniel,
you prioritize money. So, Daniel, would you rather? I'll put this on you. On the parlay that I have LSU, it only pays $6,800. On the one with Oregon, this is how much they do not believe in Oregon and Vegas, which I'm sure they love. This is bulletin board. It pays $29,000. Would you rather your team win and make $6,000, or another team win and make $29,000?
That's a silly question.
I knew you'd say that. You have no loyalty. No loyalty.
Yeah, that's funny. So maybe an LSU Oregon match would be pretty
Memphis
crazy.
has never won a championship, Daniel. You don't want to see them win one?
Here's the thing. Memphis is different because
they're not
the likelihood of them doing it again or even getting back is very slim. The likelihood of LSU doing it again and getting back is highly likely.
So with your scenario, you're saying you would take Memphis in the 6,000. So what are we talking about?
If it's, I mean,
Exactly. Move
I don't know.
Play your game.
29K, bro.
Yeah.
That's a nice little chunk of change.
What about that Oregon LSU matchup? I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be cool.
Yeah, dude, that'd be the best thing ever because
I will dress up
that
like
is a win-win.
Win-win. Exactly.
I will dress up like a duck.
If that's the case,
you got to do the push-ups if they hit bombs, though, bro.
I will. Yeah. I'll do push-ups.
Let's be clear. In football, the greatest mascot is the Oregon Duck. It's not even close. My wife will watch Oregon football just to watch the duck run around.
Oh, yeah. He's always doing something crazy, getting the fans involved for sure. It's pretty cool.
Being a Mighty Ducks fan, I always wanted to go quack, quack.
Oh, yeah.
Quack. And get everybody doing it.
Oh, yeah. Those football games, I experienced some SEC football games. I'd say Oregon, it's pretty close. I wouldn't say the stadium's as big, maybe not as many fans, but the atmosphere and how loud it gets, it's up there.
I'm always quality over quantity because I've actually learned that going to all the different baseball stadiums that I have. Yeah. So since we've been doing this, I've probably went to like 19 different ones. I've told people there have been some crowds of 6,000 I'll take over crowds of 13, 14 any day of the week. If you get the right fan base, it doesn't matter about the number. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that 100%. But then when you get LSU, I mean, when you get 15,000 on their feet that year that I got down.
Well, I'll tell you, when it comes to football, this year I was there for when we hosted Alabama, and it was 102,000 people, and it was the loudest environment I've ever been in. The problem is Alabama took us to the woodshed, so we got excited for nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's the thought that counts. I mean, all the fans were ready for it.
Yeah, it was the greatest game ever until it started, right?
Until it started, right? Yeah, the greatest pregame for sure.
and don't let it be a night game. That just gives people extra opportunity to get amped up.
Oh, amped up.
You know what I mean?
We had College Game Day there, and we had Pat McAfee leading the neck chant all day, literally trying to act like he didn't know what they were going to say, knowing he was leading them to cuss very vulgar on TV repeatedly. That man's a fool.
Yeah, he knows how to get a crowd going.
Oregon hosted it.
We were there.
Because I remember Anson told me y'all were out there all day. I assume the whole baseball team was probably out there, huh?
Yeah, they had a little section for us for that show, which was pretty sweet. Yeah, that was a cool experience for sure.
I'll say this is a baseball episode, but anybody who's never went and experienced a College Game Day got to. It's electric.
Got to. Yeah, it was a crazy experience for sure.
Well, Mason, it's the time in the episode where we have a little fun before you get out of here. We're gonna do. Have you done blind rankings or seen blind rankings stuff?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 2 opportunities to do some blind rankings. Our blind rankings are brought to you by Chinook Seeds. Jim, 8 flavors mild to wild. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the 8 flavors except for one. Dill pickle.
Dill pickle. Gross.
Really?
Ironically, the color of this. Don't need it.
No. I mean, it might. Okay. Would you rather? Are you going dill pickle or original? Like no flavor, anything?
I am an OG guy.
Really? Oh, I gotta have.
If I don't, it's Daniel's. I use Daniel's combination. If I don't go original, I use Daniel's combination. It's barbecue and cinnamon toast. He calls it smoking toast. Absolutely elite.
Well, I'll have to try that. That's a good combo.
Yeah,
just get you a box sent out since Anson traded to the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with nobody. That'd be a good idea.
Oh, there you go. Get it. Get it.
We'll have a little competition within the team. There you go.
Yeah, see which ones are better. There you go.
All right, Mason, here we go. We're going to jump into this first set of blind rankings. All right, we're blind ranking top 5 baseball movies. All right. Okay. So the first one, Rookie of the Year. 1 through 5, where are you slotting Rookie of the Year?
We'll just make it easy. We'll go like 3. We'll go 3. I feel like there might be
about this. Our last guess went right to number 2, and I thought, man, didn't leave yourself much wiggle room.
Yeah, there's got to be something better. Not a bad movie though, for sure.
All right, next one, Hardball. This is one that you may or may not be familiar with.
Let me think. You know Hardball? No? Huh.
Keanu Reeves is coaching a team in the projects.
Okay. Good movie.
Great movie, but I mean,
Great movie. Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna help you. Let's help him out, Daniel. Just put it at 5. Just put it at 5.
5? Okay. Yeah, we'll go. I was thinking 4 or 5.
If you've never seen it in blind rankings, I think that's where you gotta go. You
go
have
5.
If I could have made an adjustment before this episode, which I tried to let Daniel know, but we had the one episode together. I was like, maybe we should take that one off just in case you hadn't seen it. But now you have a homework assignment, just like Albert.
Yeah, I'll go watch it for sure.
Go watch it. Next one is Moneyball.
Oh,
you got sabermetrics, analytics.
Yeah, that's got to be
the science of the numbers and the new
that
thing.
Might be, is that one? It's just such a good movie. I mean, I don't know. I might go 2 for Moneyball. Let's go 2. We'll go 2. I'm feeling like a little sneak right here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I not a bad spot. I mean, you still got a couple left. The next one is Major League.
Ooh. I'll probably go 1 for Major League.
Good answer.
No.
Good answer.
See, this is conflicting because
are you flipping those?
No, see, his favorite movie is Major League. So to him, that's the right answer.
Okay.
What he's fixing to say is my favorite.
All right. And so the last one, and of course, all you have left is number 4, so it gets slotted in there, is The Sandlot.
Oh, damn.
I know. It's
obviously 4, but yeah, I'd take
it's basically when it comes to these movies, because all baseball movies are good. They don't make bad baseball movies.
Right.
It's do you like the kid movies better or not? Like we referenced a Little Big League the other day, and it's a fantastic movie, but to a lot of people, it's like unrealistic, right? Like the kid's managing a baseball team or Rookie of the Year. He broke his arm, now he's throwing 100 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if I were able, I knew one little trick one was coming. I didn't know if it was 4 or 5, but yeah, I mean,
well this was the easy one for you. He's fixing to mess you up with this next one.
So you ended Major League, Moneyball, Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, Hardball. Don't beat yourself up over. It's
not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad.
There we go.
All right, so the next one. All right, this is blind rank the top 5 animals you would fight.
Okay.
So 1 is the one that you would fight the most. 5 is the one where you're like, I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Gotcha.
All right. So first one out the gate, a kangaroo. Now these kangaroos, they're feisty. They can be big. They can be bulky. They stand toe to toe.
I've seen videos. I feel like where like zookeepers will go out and throw a left hook at a kangaroo. I feel like I've seen that a couple times.
Well, the biggest thing is they can throw that kick. They can jump.
They kick, right? I don't think I'd want to get kicked. I feel like that wouldn't be too bad though. I mean, if I really needed to fight an animal in the wild and it was a kangaroo, I feel like I'm winning. So let's go 3, 2 or 3. Let's go 3.
Go 3.
Yeah, let's
go. The confidence though. He said he'd take it on.
Yeah, I think I'd get a kangaroo.
I ain't fighting any of them that are on the list. Let's be clear. I'm trying to run, even though I can't outrun any of them.
Yeah.
All right, next one. A panda. A nice, cuddly adult panda bear.
A panda.
He said adult too because Albert had the audacity to ask Daniel, "Well, is it a baby panda?" And Daniel goes, "You ain't fighting no kids."
I mean, you're an adult. Come
on. Adult. I mean, they get pretty big, so probably 2. I'd go 2. Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, they're pretty lazy, but
so you're more likely to fight a panda than a kangaroo. That's what you're saying.
Definitely.
I'd say yeah. I mean, the panda's big. I don't feel like they're aggressive.
Well, like Daniel said, it's a bear at the end of the day.
It is a bear.
So we agree with you. We think you did that right.
I think kangaroos choose violence though. Like they want.
Then slide it further down. Slide it at 4. You might want to keep the first 2 of them. Not gonna lie to you.
Not bad so far. I say we keep it right there.
All right, there you go. All right, next one. Now we're getting into it. Alligator. Alligator.
It's got to be 5 for sure, right? 5 is you don't want to fight.
Yeah, you don't want anything to do with this guy.
5, yeah, for sure. That one's easy.
Gonna go 5 with the gator. So out of all of those, you would rather
that's like a dinosaur. Like even
panda?
You don't even have a chance against a gator. You don't even have a chance.
Well, it was funny when they did that whole gorilla thing because it's not on this list. They were talking about which one would you want to fight, and dude came on there and said, "Man, I don't want a hippo." And I was like, "Facts."
Hippo.
Yeah. No matter if you have 100 dudes, what are you going to do to a hippo exactly? You can't win that.
Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
What I will say is that hippo's not on the list.
Okay, good.
That's why I brought it up, because it was going to mess this game up.
Okay.
All right. Next one is a gorilla.
Oh. Honestly, if I'm being serious, I'd rather fight a gorilla than an alligator.
Really?
Yeah.
It hits 20 times harder than you.
Okay, you're gonna get beat up by a gorilla, probably beat to death. An alligator, you're getting ripped in half. I mean, honestly, the gorilla could probably rip you in half too, but the alligator is like, it's gonna bite you, death roll, bite somewhere else, death roll. Like, you're getting
drag you through the water.
Yeah, you're drowning, like you're done for.
Daniel, he's got logic behind it. I feel it.
I mean,
what I hear you saying is that it would be more miserable,
alligator there you go,
than it would be the.
If I fought a gorilla, I'm getting at least one punch in. I'd have
to. What's he got left? Oh, so this one's gonna be last. No respect for this animal.
The last one, and this is according to your rankings, the animal that you would choose to fight over all the rest of these, and that animal is a tiger. So
I got set up.
You would most likely fight a tiger, then a panda.
I mean, the reality is you're getting decimated by all of them.
An alligator. I mean,
no, probably not. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, you could slide that at 3 maybe, but I'd still take probably a gorilla and an alligator, or a tiger over a gorilla and alligator.
Do we add to his homework? He's got to go watch Hardball, and then he needs to wrestle a tiger, since it's the easiest.
Wrestle a tiger. Yeah.
Hey, Mike's habitat. Find a way.
Yeah, Mike Tyson will get me right back in Vegas.
There you go.
That's funny.
Mason,
I knew it was set up.
We had to,
That's
man.
funny.
We had to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anything you want to?
You might appreciate. We started this game last week, and we had Harrison Bordendorf from Oklahoma State, and we didn't actually set it up this way. It just fell. So him being a left-handed pitcher, we had blind ranking 5 left-handed pitchers. Well, earlier in the episode, he told Daniel that his favorite player all time was Madison Bumgarner. Well, little did he know that would be the 5th one he'd say on the list, and the only one spot he had left open was number 5.
Wow,
that's why he showed his ranking.
Oh yeah, he got set up. That's funny.
But we didn't know that coming in.
Yeah, random.
It was just the last name in general, and so he was like, "Who do we got last?" And I was like, "Oof."
That's funny.
Sorry, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Awesome. Well, Mason, man, we appreciate you joining us and hopping on and taking a little bit of time. Obviously, you guys are super busy and you're trying to, close out conference play. But anything you want to plug or promote before you get out of here?
No, not really. Just go Ducks, man. Be on the lookout for the Ducks. I mean, we're pretty excited with what's to come. So I'm hoping.
I think the only reason people are sleeping is because y'all went to the Big Ten. And me and Daniel joked about this. Big Ten baseball has just not been strong over the last few years, but y'all are clearly above your conference. Like, there's a reason why y'all been, doing what you're doing. Like, and I think anybody who doesn't have y'all on the radar is just, they're dumb. I don't know. I have another way to put it.
Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, thanks for having me, guys. This was sweet. I've seen a couple clips and stuff of what you guys do, and I appreciate everything. And this has been fun for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here I'll help you out because it's critical that we talk about this. Obviously, This weekend you end out conference play, but you don't end with just anybody. You end with the Iowa Hawkeyes. All right, on Thursday, Fox Sports 1 at 4:05. You got them on Thursday. On Friday at 4:02. Big Ten Network, and on Saturday at 10:02 a.m. you got the Big Ten Network. I mentioned this because Iowa's sitting at number 1 in the conference, 21-6. You guys are 19-8, and if you go in there and take care of business, like, you could reverse those 2 rankings
for sure.
And you could definitely
You definitely want to take the Big Ten title in your first year there, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
And Iowa is one of those teams that, Jim and I have talked about Iowa to exhaustion as far as they do enough to get on the radar, but don't do enough to constantly be the team that you talk about being on the radar. And here they are at the top of the conference, the team to beat right now, and then you guys are getting.
But it shows that they haven't had the hardest road because they're not even in the top 25, but yet they lead the top of the conference. Sometimes you get dealt an easier hand than others.
Very, very true. But this weekend it's not going to be easy, and I know for you guys,
what solidified it for me, Daniel, was not within their conference when they won 4 games in a row against Oregon State, because Oregon State has the number 3 RPI, I think, in the country. They've a team that's went and played Oklahoma and Auburn and other SEC teams, and Oregon disposed of them easily. So if anybody had any questions, that to me cemented it.
But here's the thing, Jim. We talk about this all the time, and it's not about winning all 3 games and sweeping. It's about winning your conference series. If you drop one of the 3, so be it. Like, that's fine. But all Oregon has done all season, for the most part, is win series. There's one series that they haven't won, and that was against Ohio State. And I think you guys probably just chalk it up to a bad week. I just
wanted to make sure Justin Hare kept his job season 1. I see what you're doing, man. It was gifting. I got
that, man.
Because they played him shortly after he came off blowing 3 5 plus-run leads. That was a tough weekend.
Weekend, but either way, it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, you guys take care of business, put yourselves in a really good, spot for the conference tournament.
And I know you're not an individual guy, but I truly would like to see you win the Golden Spikes, especially because just specifically not because you came on the show, but the couple guys that are up at the top with you, I just don't think that they've had a better season than you. I just don't.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. And I mean, for now, the main focus is just on winning games. And I want to go to Omaha. That's my biggest goal, I'd say, for this year. And we were super close last year. And so we have that opportunity again. I'm going to do whatever I can in those games to make sure we get there. So that's what I'm looking for.
I want to see you out there not just because I bet the money on it. I preseason picked it, and I like being right more than anything in the world.
There we go. There we go.
Well, Daniel preseason picked Oregon State. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, man.
What are you talking about? I preseason picked both of them.
You did.
There we go.
I forgot you did both. I just want to make sure he knew that you picked Oregon State. I was just making sure.
It's fair enough. They're a great program. Don't get me wrong.
Let me ask you this question. I wasn't going to ask this, but more and more I've thought about it. Yeah. Would you be excited about the idea of matching up with Arkansas, like if they came to like your super regional?
Without a doubt.
Let's get it.
Without a doubt.
I need it. Without a doubt.
I want that to happen. I think that'd be awesome.
On that note, Mason, it's been a blast, man. We wish you nothing but the best. Have a safe, successful rest of the season. Hopefully we get a chance to see you in Omaha, man. Just worry about the next game, take care of business, and do what you do, man. If there's anything we can do for you along the way, reach out.
Yeah, drop me your number. I'll get that box of seeds sent to you ASAP.
Okay, will do. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to do this. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. That's Mason Neville, everybody. If you like hearing Mason's story or you just like hearing average Joe's talk X's and O's, please share the podcast on Facebook. Head over to YouTube, click like, subscribe, notifications. That way you're first to know when new content is dropped. Jim, great night. Great way to start the week. We got a lot moving forward.
It's crazy. We got Pros and Jones back. Me and Mike are back with Ben Zobrist tomorrow, dude.
Who? Crazy. Mike Jones?
Mike Jones, you know the number. No, man, since you brought it up, let's talk about it. So me and Mike are going to do the Zobrist episode. He's actually, because you're not available tomorrow, we're going to do Griffin Hungus from Miami, Caden Sorrell, but then you're back on Wednesday. We're going back to Vandy. If you're going to talk Vandy, you got to talk to the guy who's ranked the 4th best closer in all of college baseball. So you might as well talk to an elite dude with an elite hair game. And then check this out, Daniel. We have finished solidifying our schedule next week. Daniel, it's all gymnastics. We got 3 gymnastics episodes. We got Danae Fletcher and Kelsey Slade from Oklahoma. We got Kendall Torrens, the Oklahoma commit. And then we got Emily Ennis from Washington. Oh, wait, no, she just transferred to my LSU Tigers. So not only do we have a jam-packed this week of baseball, but then next week we get to take a turn, man. We get to talk gymnastics. So stay tuned, people.
Yeah, y'all be ready. Got a lot of content coming, but for me, for Jim, this has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.